Thanks for staying with us. We'll be starting the paper reviews with The Nation. Major headline, Amupitan, INEC to spend 1.04 trillion on elections and others. Otedola, Dangote's full production will shore up Naira value. United Nigeria boost operations with 11 planes, US routes. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar to import grass from Nigeria. First Lady canvasses greater unity among Nigerians. Fubara begins implementation of peace deal with ESCO dissolution. And on the bottom strip, Court of Appeal reserves judgment in 9 consolidated PDP cases. What do we have in The Nation?
Okay, so United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Qatar are on the verge of importing fooders, that's grasses, straws and hay, from Nigeria for the feeding of their livestock. This was said by the Livestock Development Minister, Alhaji Idi Mahar. The minister disclosed this in Ilorin, Kwara State capital, during an interaction with stakeholders on the opportunities that abound in livestock business. Qatar, UAE, and Saudi Arabia have spoken with off-takers who want to export grass from Nigeria, and they pay them in dollars. So he said that, this is a huge market, and that when people grow grass and then import grass, that, it's huge because there are different types of grass. So that people should really look into that because there are countries that actually need it and they're paying a lot for that.
Okay.
So NAFDAC, we've been following the story that there was a press release that federal government has said they should suspend the implementation of the ban on sachet alcohol. And then, you just asked it, was it?
Yes,
and then we found out that the NAFDAC officials were saying that they didn't get any formal statement on that, that there was no directive given to them, that their verification found out that it was fake news. It wasn't officially, so it wasn't an official statement to them. Now, the Food, Beverage, Tobacco Senior Staff Association now went to protest in front of NAFDAC in Lagos, saying that they shut down their factories and that they have disregarded what the SGF and Office of National Security Advisors have said. And they said they should, that while they know it was signed by the Minister of Health and even the President, the implementation should not be done right away. We Nigerians prefer that it is implemented right away. We Nigerians that want the progress of Nigeria have called for the ban, and we are happy the government has done it. Any government official who is saying they should not implement it should know that he's not speaking for majority of Nigerians, but a few who are profiting from the abuse of drugs within our country. So let them know from us here.
Honestly, I agree.
We don't fear God.
Okay, so I have the story from the El-Rufai, that's arrest drama on El-Rufai's arrival at Abuja. They say what began as a routine arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe, that's Abuja, quickly degenerated into a tense security standoff. They said the former Kaduna State Governor, that's Malam El-Rufai, allegedly resisted an attempt to arrest him minutes after he arrived from Cairo, Egypt. So he said that they're trying to arrest him, and they even collected some of his, his international passport. But he was saying that there was no letter confirming his arrest, that they should arrest him and all of that. And meanwhile, while he was in Cairo, they sent him a letter, EFCC sent him a letter, and they summoned him to their office. But he never denied that he wasn't going to go to the office. So he's saying that he was going to go to the office. So meanwhile, when they were doing the arrest when they arrested him at the airport, all the other people, people that just came, that traveled now, there was a mini protest there. And they were now like, no, they have to follow due process. They can't just arrest him like that. There has to be an arrest warrant.
Okay, moving on now to the Daily Sun. Major headline, Bishop Kuka cries out, says criminals soliciting money in his name, innocent persons parted with millions of naira. Dangote Refinery's production expansion will push naira below 1,000 naira to $1 before year end. This is Otedola speaking. INEC has no control over network infrastructure for transmission of results. Amupitan. United Nigeria Airline unveils expansion plans. We have here why I didn't honor EFCC invite, El-Rufai. Labour Party crisis gets messier as party chair NLC demand Abure's rearrest. And Igbo youths applaud Kalu's advocacy for electronic transmission of election results. We'll take a short break here. When we come back, the paper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We're still taking the Daily Sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the coalition of Southeast youth leaders has commended Senator Orji Uzor Kalu for his passionate advocacy for electronic transmission of elections results during a recent emergency plenary session of the Senate. The President General of the youth group, Goodluck Ibem, in a statement issued yesterday to journalists in Owerri, emphasized that the Abia North Senator has demonstrated exceptional statesmanship by endorsing the amended Clause 60, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act, paving the way for a more transparent, credible, and modern electoral process in Nigeria. We also recognize that Senator Kalu is a true defender of democracy, whose actions resonate with the aspirations of millions of Nigerians. His leadership in this critical moment reaffirms his dedication to a Nigeria that actually, where everybody votes and their vote counts.
Interesting. So I have one here, billionaire investor and chairman of First Holdco, Mr. Femi Otedola, has projected a sharp rebound in the Naira, forecasting that the local currency could strengthen to as high as 1,000 Naira to $1 before the end of 2026. I'm sure people know how the dollar is going on more. He said this would be driven largely by the full operational ramp-up of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. So he said the outlook is a confirmation that 650,000 barrels per day, Dangote Refinery has reached full production capacity, marking a significant structural shift in Nigeria's energy and foreign exchange landscape. He went ahead to describe the milestone as a potential inflection point for the economy, particularly the foreign exchange market that has grappled with chronic dollar shortages and heavy import dependence. So on his X account, he argued that the refinery's ability to supply up to 75 million liters of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol daily, would dramatically cut Nigeria's reliance on imported fuel, historically one of the country's largest drains on foreign exchange. I just think at this point that all the marketers need to come together and ask ourselves, are we working for in Nigeria? Because dollar is falling.
Me, I just like the fact that their friendship, that's Otedola and Dangote, like I'm supporting my friend.
Yes.
My friend's business is doing well. I did press release.
Yes,
I beg.
Okay, so I have the story from they say United Nigeria boosts operation. They are expecting 11 aircrafts to deepen its operations and also boost the aviation sector. They say once this fleet of airlines, when they come, their airlines fleet is going to increase to 21, and that they have also increased their routes. They're going to start going to New York. So there will be flights from Lagos to New York. There will be some other flights to Qatar and all. They listed everything here. Is an interesting read. And also they said they just highlighted some of the challenges. Some of the challenges is that they're now going to have they will have delayed flights, and also they're going to expand to other routes in the country. So this is a nice one.
Yeah, I was quickly going to take the story there. The governor of Rivers State is complying with the agreement. You know, I took the story, I think maybe on Wednesday, that Wike was, former governor Wike was saying that the governor should comply with the arrangement that they had. So the arrangement probably includes the fact that the ESCOs of the Executive Council of the states have now been dissolved completely. They also changed the chief press secretary from Nelson Chukwudi now to Onwuka Ezeshi, and Onwuka now, and the nation had reported before that change that the change would happen in compliance with the agreement that they've had. So the president on Sunday night had met with with Fubara as well as the FCT minister. That was Sunday night. So this is part of the arrangement, and it's the second time the president had to intervene in what is going on between the former governor, current minister, and the governor of Rivers State. So Fubara was said to have begged the minister, and he vowed to never disrespect the minister again. Okay. And so now we know who's in charge, according to my own opinion.
Vanguard, a major headline: my father treated corruption as emergency, not talking points. A power outage looms amid scheduled power plants maintenance. The U.S. accuses Chinese miners of funding terrorists in Nigeria. ADC should consider Southern for 2027 presidency. This is according to Amechi. INEC seeks 873 billion for 2027 polls, proposes 171 billion 2026 budget. Security agents attempt to arrest El Rufai at Abuja Airport. We have another story. Workers lay siege to NAFDAC office over sachet alcohol ban enforcement. A Malami judge recuses self. returns case file to CJ for reassignment. And finally, we have why we are tackling auto crashes in Lagos, according to Sanwo-Olu. Let me quickly take that. So Lagos State government has said that to tackle the growing concern over road accidents, it embarked on free eye tests, drug testing, and other health screenings for professional drivers in the state. He also charged residents not to wait for the declaration of movement restriction before imbibing the culture of voluntary cleanliness of their environment. So on tackling road accidents, the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on transport and logistics, Mr. Hassan Adekoya, he spoke at Obalende Park and Iyoba, Ojo local governments yesterday during the day 4 of Sanwo-Olu's Drivers Health and Safety Program, providing free medical screenings, recertification trainings, and substance abuse awareness to thousands of commercial drivers across the state. The initiative kicked off at Lily Pond Terminal in Apapa on Monday, and subsequent sessions at Eleko Junction, Ibeju Lekki, and Obalende Motor Park targeted 10,000 drivers across the state. So he explained that the program is a social inclusion initiative embedded within the themes agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Also acknowledged that professional drivers play a critical role in the state's economy, hence the attention the government is paying to their welfare. So he spoke during the closing phase of the program, and he warned that recalcitrant drivers that strict enforcement of traffic regulations will follow afterwards. He says, our drivers are the backbone of Lagos transport system. Healthy and alert drivers make our roads safer and our economy stronger. So after the sensitization phase, they said there will be total enforcement and it will no longer be acceptable to drive in Lagos without full compliance with traffic laws and regulations. I've never seen any driver in Lagos wearing eyeglasses.
And that's they're going to give them now because it's not possible that all of them don't have it.
Yes, and then I think it's a good one. Well done, Lagos State. Which are the stories that we have?
Okay, so I have the story. They said from ADC. They say ADC should consider Southern for 2027 presidential. Amici, I guess he's speaking for himself. They said the former Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi, has said that the ADC should consider a Southerner as the presidential candidate ahead of the 2027. He said this in Kano, where there was a mini meeting there. He said, and he further went ahead to say he's going to support whoever emerges, but even if it is, he's saying that even whether it is a Southerner or a Northerner at the end, is immaterial. I'll support whoever emerges at the primaries. That's what he's saying, but of course we know who is campaigning.
Diplomacy. Anyways, a bill introduced in the United States House of Representatives has sparked controversy by alleging that Chinese mining companies operating in Nigeria are involved in illegal mining and funding militias. The proposed legislation, titled the Nigerian Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, was introduced on Tuesday by 5 Republican lawmakers. Yes, but the Chinese embassy in Nigeria has rejected the allegations, describing them as false, baseless, damaging to China-Nigeria relationships. And they're saying that they make sure that all the Chinese companies that work in whichever country, that they follow the rules and regulations and the legal framework of the host country, that they don't know where this is coming from, and they don't like the fact that the media is actually amplifying this, but that something has to be done to stop this. Even though the United States is saying that, Nigeria needs to should enlist international partners, including France, Hungary, and the United Kingdom, to work with the Nigerian government to promote religious freedom and peace. So, anyways, Nigeria, America always has an intelligence, and they should not just speak, but they should come with evidence to show us that this is actually happening. You can't just wake up and accuse a country of doing stuff like this.
Okay, our final paper.
Lagos State government reaffirmed. So there was a send forth for retired staff of Lagos State government. This ceremony should have taken place since last year, but they said they apologized for the delay. The people that retired between the second, third, and fourth quarter of last year were all now being celebrated in like an outgoing ceremony. It took place in Adeyemi Beru Auditorium, and the head of service, Mr. Bodiaguru, addressed the public, apologizing for the delay, and said it was unforeseen circumstances. However, he pledged the fact that retirement shouldn't mark the end of a life. It is a time of renewed purpose. It shouldn't be a decline of purpose. And then he said that there are a lot of activities things that the government has put in place to preserve and protect retirees, especially within the health sector with Ilera Eco and the single social registry, the establishment of recreation and wellness centers that are across the state, all of which he said will support retirees during the retirement process. So.
Okay, amazing. Our final paper for today, the Nigerian Tribune. MENA visit Atiku Falls Fayose, dismisses his claims as bare parlor tales of infamy. The Dangote refinery achievement could push Naira below 1,000 Naira to $1 before December, according to Otedola. El-Rufai will report to EFCC Monday Council, condemns attempts to arrest him at Abuja port. U.S. Religious Freedom Bill, Kwankwasiya movement cries foul. Gunmen kidnap 12-year-old female student in Ibadan. Yeah. NADDC launches service charter. DG calls for renewed commitment to local manufacturing, industrial self-reliance. Africa can't sustain democracies without young leaders. This is according to Jonathan. INEC seeks 873.78 billion. That's in Naira for 2027 polls. And finally, unique AI-powered handsets can predict epilepsy seizures. This is according to researchers. What do we have in the Tribune?
Gunmen, it has been reported that gunmen abducted a 12-year-old female on her way to school around the Challenge area in Ibadan. The school name has been withheld because this was done just at the junction at the school where she was alighting from the vehicle that dropped her on her way to school, and they just took her. They reported the incident to the police. The commissioner has said that they're doing everything within their power to, run investigation and actually find out who the kidnappers are. As at the time that this the print report was made, the kidnappers has not made contact, no ransom, nothing yet. So they're just waiting to see how this would unfold. I pray that she is safe.
Atiku and Seyi Makide's drama that, it seems like Ayo Fayose, former governor of Ekiti State, is always inside the room when things are happening. Because the way he gives account of what is happening, he must really have some bugs inside some corner places. So because the last time that former Governor Seyi Makide went to see the president, he had the deets of what happened. And now, Governor Seyi Makide has gone to see Atiku and he has details again. Atiku has accused him of being a serial political gossip. But here is what the information from our former governor of Ekiti State. He said that the president, former vice president, that's Atiku, wants to contest for presidential candidate, and that he wants to go and collect the form from ADC. When he collects the form, he wants to make his deputy vice president Makinde. That Makinde has agreed, and Makinde said he will drop 10 billion, and that is his own way of contributing to the campaign. So the two of them now, they're already working out their campain and how they are going to take over the government. I'm like, interesting. He said he still has more. He will spill more beans if they
we have to keep our ears to the ground to hear these beans that they're going to spill. Thank you so much, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we'll move on to the activities of the day. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.